Good morning. How are you?
This meeting is being
Good
recorded.
morning. I'm
Good
well.
morning.
How about yourself?
I'm good. Does this look okay? Can you see
Yes,
everything?
it looks
Okay.
good. Yep, you look great.
Thank you. I was like this
Yeah.
morning I was moving around. I was like, oh, let me set something up to make it look
Ye-
like I do bartend.
I love it. I love it. You are prepared, Miss Dante. How are you today?
I'm getting a little nervous. I told you I'm camera shy, but we're
Yes.
gonna get this done. It's gonna be great.
No, you look great. Everything looks amazing. Thank you so much for being here today on this beautiful day.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
nice out today. I was like, this is a good start.
Yeah, it's always a good day when the sun starts shining.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm excited to share your story with the world.
Me as well. Yes. It's a
Yeah.
story. So it all brings
Yeah.
everything to full circle. So yep.
Exactly. Yep. So for those of you who don't know, Dante is the owner of the Define Experience, a luxury mobile bar. She is known for her signature sangria and infused nuts, elevating events with style and flavor in the New Jersey and surrounding areas.
Right.
And I'm Jasmine Brackett, owner and CEO of Tasmanian Marketing Group. I spend most of my time helping businesses get more sales. And without further ado, Miss Dante, how did you come up with the name, the Define Experience?
It's really funny because I worked with the mental health for a long, long time. And I was thinking about starting my own group home. And the biggest challenge for the mental health patients that I dealt with it was they weren't able to be a part of their life and their decisions. So it came about, it was going to be defined living, like define the way you want to live. Then
Mm,
life happened and I changed my mind about that because, we change our mind, reinvent ourselves. And I said,
absolutely.
oh, I'm going to just take that and move it over here and do define experience because at the end of the day, everybody wants to define how they're going to have their event. They want to say so. They want their vision to come to life. So
Mm,
define experience was like perfect for what my vision was for the business.
yeah, absolutely. So, how did the drinks become a part of the Define Experience?
So,
What made you come up with the mobile bartending aspect of it?
um, like I said, I worked in mental health for years, and
Mm,
I was the operator. I ran the facility, and I just was getting burnt out from being in that position and wearing many hats, and
right.
a significant role. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I was pregnant with my last and final baby, and I was like,
Mm,
I can't keep this at this pace. I can't do this. Like,
right.
uh,
Absolutely.
so I said, oh, I'm gonna start them over. What do you do, and what do you do well? I was like, well, I can make a drink.
Exactly. I
I
know that's right. Elevating
can't do
events.
anything else, right? So, and I have a bartender certification from years and years ago. I never used, and
Right.
you can always
Yeah.
go back and take the class over once you pay for it. I was like, let me go back and take this class because that's one of the things I do. I like certificates. I take a lot of classes.
Yes.
So I was like, I think I can do this. So I stepped out, and it was something that brought me back to being me, just me outside of mom, a wife, running a facility, giving myself, pouring myself into other people. Like it got me back to who I was essentially before all of this. So I was like, I can make a drink if I can't do anything else, and this is what I'm going to do. So I
I
started
love that.
planning the business, and then other things in life happened. But I was like, you're never going to get it's never going to be the right time. So let's run with this. Like, let's do it now because it'll always be some excuse. It's not the right time. I got to worry about the kids. This is not happening. This is not happening. This is getting in the way. It's like, it's never going to. So just run with it.
Absolutely. And so, how long have you been in business?
So since 2021, in the height of the
Nice.
pandemic, this started.
Wow. Right.
It was birthed in 2020 while I was still pregnant with my son. But like I launched the whole business and I had a launch party July 11th, 2021. That was when I really
Nice.
introduced the fine experience to the world.
Right. A great idea while people are at home and people are, they are allowed to host intimate events in their backyard. And it just went hand in hand to
The
elevate the
guidelines,
experience
right?
of the backyard.
The guidelines
Right.
kept changing, and it was like, oh, we can be outside in our own yard and we can have 2 people.
Absolutely. Right.
So let's
That
do
mobile
it.
experience, that mobile
Right.
bar experience. Right. So people can relax and enjoy their company. Right. Because
Right.
I know it's hard to host an event and also cater to your guest, right?
Exactly.
So
And
that was perfect.
that's
That's a
what
great
makes
idea.
it. drive the whole equation for you. Like
Yeah,
we are the host at the bar, you know. We come with the
absolutely.
personality. There's two different personalities to me. You know, you see the outgoing, oh, she's fine, you know, she's good. But really me, I'm an introvert. I'm an introverted extrovert. So when I'm
Yeah.
bartending, the other side comes out. But when I'm home or, you know, my family will be like, I never would have thought she would have did that because she's so quiet. So
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. There's definitely a time, right, to
right. Definitely a
there's a
time where it
time and
comes out.
place. We
Right.
need to refill and recharge our own batteries. So
Yeah.
definitely I understand that. So who is your ideal customer persona? Who is your target audience?
My target audience it's crazy because it can change. Like I've seen 21-year-olds throw the biggest lavish event I've ever seen. But I've also seen 75-year-olds like I'm turning 75 and this is my
Oh,
birthday and I'm
absolutely.
going the gamut. So I just say that my demographic is whoever wants to have an experience. What is your vision? Because I take your vision, we do a consultation. I take your vision and I'm always taking notes. So I'll be like, yeah, I'm taking notes, and then my brain starts going because I am that type of person, and I'm like, oh, we can do this, and we can do this, and then we wind up making this thing a whole vision. And I have a visionary board, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and it just like when people walk in and see the bar set up, and the mixed drinks and the mocktails if they want that, and you know sometimes the nut bar because I do the infused nuts, and then there's always a sangria in the mix because that's like one of my things. And they're like, oh, this all came together. And, you know, if your color is purple or your color is green, there's some type of cocktail mixed in with that or whatever your theme is. So it's like I go all the details. The proof is in the details. So I listen to all the details, all the things you might have said that you wanted that you don't even remember that you wanted. So my target audience is whoever wants to have an experience, whether it's you know a corporate event that wants something different, you know, for their staff or anything. It's like I'm that person for you, and you're that
Absolutely.
person for me.
Yeah, I love that. So how did the sangria come apart as a part of your um, your
Oh, I
inventory?
have military parents, and
Mhm.
one thing they can do is throw a party. Those military folks.
Yeah.
And my dad loved wine. He loves wine,
Mm.
and he was always mixing up something in the kitchen. So before I could even, you know, was old enough to even, you know, partake, I was standing on a stool watching my dad mix up stuff. And I remember everybody always being like, oh, this is good. This sneaks up on you. And it was always some type of sangria. So as I got older, I would start asking my dad questions or like, oh, you should add this. And I'm telling him stuff without even tasting it. He's like, oh, you got a good, you know, eye for things. And that's how it came about. It's like, if I don't do anything, I know how to make a sangria. And then I started doing my own research because I like to research where things came from, the origin, how it came about. And
Absolutely.
I was like, oh, you know, that's why we do this and that's why we do that. And the sangria means
Right.
blood. And, you know, so
Yeah,
I like to learn the history
absolutely.
behind things as well. So
Wow, yeah.
sangria.
Definitely. I did not know the history behind the sangria. That's an interesting point that you bring up. We always drink, we never understand why. It's like they mix it with the fruits and why is it this
Yeah.
color, right? Wow, that's
Look
an
it up.
interesting
You
point.
know, Google and YouTube are your best friend.
Yeah.
If you do a consultation, we'll go into all of that. But at the end of the day, look everything up. Anything you're putting in
Right,
your body or anything that interests you,
right.
YouTube school, look it up. It's
Yeah.
great, and then to know the history behind things is always like, oh, you know that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So your sangria comes from the family recipe. So as a military child and having military parents, did you move around a lot or
I
are you from
actually
the South
didn't.
Jersey area?
I was a military brat without being a military brat. Um, my parents were stationed in Virginia when I was born. So I was born at Norfolk Naval Hospital. So
Nice.
shout out to Norfolk, Virginia.
Hey.
Um, but when they would go away and they would go on their tours of duty, I got shipped to my grandmom in New Jersey. So I always, you know, my staycation was New Jersey. And when my mom was on her route to retire, she moved me back to New Jersey so I could get with my family and how she says be family orientated. And we stayed.
Absolutely.
And we traveled back and forth because she still has friends and community in Virginia. But so I have home there and I have home in New Jersey.
What a blessing,
But,
I was telling you before that my family is from Virginia also, and
right,
so they moved here, and so it's funny that you say that because my grandparents they would be shipped to Virginia during their summers, and they would spend that time here. That's definitely
right.
so important to have that village,
Yes, the
in
village.
that community wherever you go, and even across the United States is so
Right.
important.
And you learn different things in different atmospheres. Like what I was
Absolutely.
doing in Virginia and learning in Virginia, being multicultural, being in a military, setting, and then moving to Jersey, and this is my family, and I'm learning how to dance and how to do this and how to do that. It was just totally different. And then I
Yeah,
had to reinvent myself when I had to go home because it was like, oh, I was just hanging out in Jersey for 6 months, and now I'm back in Virginia, and it's a whole different atmosphere. But it
whole different
cultivated who I am
atmosphere.
today. It's a melting pot, and I love it. I love my parents for that. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. So, how many people do you work with in the Define experience? And is there anyone in particular who you would like to mention?
I work with a lot of people. I'm about networking. I'm a one band show, one man band. As you say, I do it all. But my family is a big part of it. And then just relationships that I've built for over the years. Like my kids and my husband, they help me a lot. My mom was just here yesterday labeling bottles for me for an
I
event that I
know that's
have
right.
coming up. So, you employ who you have around you and keeping it in the family and keeping it to people that you've built relationships over years with always is a recipe for success because it's all love and all support, you know, when it comes down to
Absolutely.
it. Like my cousin is a caterer, so when we do events and they need catering services, I bring her on board, she also does the event planning and I do a little bit of event planning. So if you need a one-stop shop, I have somebody for you.
I love that. The family business, keep it in the family.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then
So, what
I do
is,
a lot of charity things outside of my business. That's always been one of my passions. Um, I give back to the kids. I love the kids, mental health, so doing a lot of charity things in my community and being a part of my kids' life and having them in situations because I believe teaching your kids how to give back at an early age is also great. I've built a lot of relationships and, the community outreaches and a place called Thai Initiative is really good. They teach boxing and things like that. So I'm always there giving back, giving my time, giving my services. They have like little vendors events in the summertime, and I always do the water ice for the back to school um, drive that we have every year. So it's just
yeah,
like those relationships are a team. Like, oh, well, I've been looking for a place to do this at. Oh, well, you can come use the facility because we're not here that day, and we're not going to charge you. We're not going to do this. Do so much, so it all just comes full circle.
absolutely. And networking and community building will
Yes,
take you
that
so many places.
yes. And my name is in places I wouldn't even imagine just for people like, oh, I saw you here, or
Exactly.
somebody mentioned to me that you do this, and I just had to call you. So
Yeah, I love that. So, I know you mentioned that you work with and you've done events with the box. And is there any other events in particular that you remember that were significant to your business and the growth?
significant. So it's so I work at a venue called E Lounge. I'm one of their head bartenders, and
Yes,
that just keeps me out there and keeps my skills sharp because working at a
right.
venue and working at during mobile bar is just totally different.
Yeah,
And it really has honed in my skills. It really has
right.
set me up to meet numerous people like that are from all walks of life, and it's just like it's great because, like I said, the demographic is just different when you're at a venue and you're just out here. Somebody called you to do an event.
Yeah,
So, the other day I met some state workers and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to call you to do an event, and yeah, we're going to get you in here." So it's just your presentation is always your business card to me. How you present
absolutely.
yourself, how you speak to people, how you help out and you jump in is always your number one thing that's going to make you stand out to people. So just being the same person through and through in every event and giving this your 1,000% at every event even when you don't feel like it, it always something that might not work out now might work out 2 years from now. I'm getting
Right.
business from something I've done years ago where people are like, oh, I'm going to call you. And then they never called. And then 2 years later, oh, I remembered you because you did this.
Exactly.
Now I'm having this event, or I offered your services to someone. So it's always,
I
great.
love that. Yeah, people love to do business with people who they know, like, and trust. And
Yeah.
then the consistency, right? They see the
Right.
consistency and that social proof. And seeing you face to face, right? That is
Yeah.
top tier. That
Right.
beats any ads that are placed in front of you any day.
Exactly, exactly.
So I love it.
Like knowing who you're talking to and how they present to you and knowing that they care and they, want to see your event successful just as much as you do is
Right.
always a standout.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that you did a wedding with your sangria, was it? Or
Yes, I did. So I also do signature sangria tables where I do a red, a white, a rosé, and I do a smoked sangria for you, so you can pick your favorite smoking, and I do it in front of you, and that's always like a big hit.
oh,
And then
fancy.
so my thing is having people taste the difference between just drinking the sangria and then after I smoke it. And it's like a big thing for me for people to tell
Mm,
me the difference in the taste once they have it smoked. And um, it's just an awesome experience. And that stands out to
yeah.
people now to this day. They're like, wait a minute, are you going to bring your smoker? So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that sounds like a great idea. I'm trying to put together something for Mother's Day. Are you doing an event for Mother's Day, or do you have
I
something in
am
mind,
booked
or?
every weekend in May. I
That's
really am.
amazing.
It
That's
is.
awesome. What a blessing.
I was booked like all summer last year, and
Yeah.
it's crazy to see from going from starting the business to having friends of family like book you to get you out here, and you're like, all right, we got to get out here, and then making the sangrias to just keep my name out here, and then doing things, oh, I'll just come make you something and drop it off, to now being booked and picking my weekends, and then bringing people on to assist me. It's just
Yeah.
great to see how it's building and to see what the future holds, because I have a whole
Yeah.
vision. I never started this business as, oh, I'm gonna just go out here and be a bartender. It was a whole vision behind it.
Yeah.
And I have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, because it's about building generational wealth for my kids and having something that's going to sustain the test of time. So yes,
Absolutely.
never started as, oh, my little business. It was always, oh, it's
Right.
going to be big and it's going to be great, and my name is going to be
Ah,
known
love that.
everywhere.
Yeah, big business. Yeah.
Yes, yep. It's nothing
Yes.
little, right?
Okay. Shoot. And so, do you offer military discounts?
Yes, I do. Like I said,
Awesome.
mental health, charity, the
Yep.
kids,
All of that.
military, all that. That's my background. Something's going to be thrown in there for free, or it's going to be a discount, because that's just where my heart is. It always comes back around to me, and that's the military raised me. So of course you're going to get a military discount. So
I love that. Yeah. So, is there anything else you would like to add that you think readers should know, or our viewers and listeners, about
um,
any opportunity to talk to anybody? Is there anything in addition you would like to say?
um, yeah, I would love to say thank you to everybody that has supported me over this time. Like, it's really, truly, you have a place in my heart. Thank you for people that are going to support me in the future. Thank you to the people that are going to take a chance on me, because everybody has to take a chance on someone. And I hope that I present myself well to see, oh, I want to take a chance on her, because I'm definitely trying to get into this corporate world and these charity events. And, I put in the work and put in the time, and you're definitely going to have an experience. So let me shake my shot, which is my business tag, and provide you with a service that you'll never forget. So
I love that. Yes, yes. The defined experience, elevating your events with your luxury mobile bar service. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for
thank
taking the
you.
time out to speak with us today. I
Yes,
appreciate your time. I
thank you. I
appreciate your
appreciate
time
you.
and
Yes,
your experience.
thank you. You have a good one.
Thank you. You as well.